Especially since I get this to, here we go. Oh, I have to go this way, but not right.
Karen and I.
Thank you for sending the email on that.
So I'm gonna bring it up as a future agenda for 21.
It's gonna be too
I think
late
of over 20.
if we don't get, because last year it was all filled.
Well, and that's the thing. Which people want to go and, yeah.
We should specify some money tonight, saying if people want to. Because last year we missed the boat entirely,
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we can bring it up.
as did many others.
Questions on the huddle or anything to do with the huddle, we'll make contact.
On the what?
On the huddle.
On the little, talk to me or Anna.
Either one.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
well, I can help out.
I
know, I can.
I didn't dig down to see what it cost this year, and all we ever paid
No,
for
next
was
one.
registration and mileage over the board.
So
But we
Anna
could do
mostly
it
will
up
help.
to that way, if someone wants to do it, we could initiate registering
Yeah.
rather than waiting a month. But I don't know what the cost is, so. Maybe it won't happen. And it is way up.
All right,
I was just
gonna say, isn't it out
west this time?
I thought I had seen
that
that
somewhere.
Are we ready to go?
South,
Yeah.
It's too far from me.
But you're right. It's
All set, is
Yeah,
ICTV here? Yep. Yes. Okay, I didn't see them. Okay. All right, I would like to call the August 10th, 2026 Council on Aging meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a great summer. We will take attendance. It looks like we've got a really good full house. Let me go through the list. We have John Parsons, Pat Castelletto, Joan Coco,
Here.
Rosemary De Benedetto, Kate Harrington,
Here.
Sally Hoyt, Tom O'Connor,
Here.
Karen Panett,
Here.
Ron Powell,
Here.
Jean Prado. Here. John Szynski,
There.
Marilyn Shapley,
Here.
Melissa Talal. All right, and the overview of the agenda. The next item was to welcome our new members. I did hear from one of our new members, Melissa Talal. She mentioned that she would not be able to join until after the election. So I'm not sure what we do about that, but we still do have another opening too. Pat Castelletto is planning to be here tonight. I'm not sure. You know, when he comes, I will give him the opportunity to introduce himself, so we can.
Here you go.
What is his last
I'm
name?
turning that off.
Castelletto.
Castelletto, thank you.
Castelletto.
Castelletto.
We will actually vote on the secretary. We will have public comment. We will have a select board update, BBC update, Elder and Human Services report, and updates on staff. We'll have a working group update, a survey discussion and vote, trust fund discussion and possible vote, Osher lifelong learning discussion, approval of the meeting minutes. We will also, I did have something as a future agenda item, but we actually do need to talk about it tonight. We have the COA annual conference, which is October 21st and 22nd. And I know we got closed out of it last year, so if anyone is willing, if anyone is thinking about going, we do need to discuss that tonight. So we are allowed to add things that.
It's trust fund expenditure falls in that.
Right, so let's, yeah, some we can add in items that are time sensitive, and this clearly one of them is time sensitive. And then we'll adjourn. So, those are the first items, since we don't have our new members here. We will nominate a secretary. And I will put it out for nominations.
Did Ron resign?
He did.
No, we didn't, he wasn't here in June, so we didn't elect a secretary at that time. We elected a chair and a vice chair, we did not elect a secretary.
I got you.
Good question.
Okay.
So we do need to elect a secretary.
Okay.
Jean,
May I nominate Ron Powell as
Is
a
there a second?
secretary?
Second.
are there any other nominations?
For volunteers. If anyone wants to nominate themselves.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Pat. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Wonderful to have you join us. I just went through the agenda. I'm Karen Janowski. I'm the chair of the council. And we would love it if you could just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to join.
Hi, I'm Pat. Former lifelong Wakefield resident, recently moved to Reading on New Year's last year. I'm really passionate about community involvement. I've been a licensed mental health counselor for a couple of years. I recently finished my doctoral degree in organizational leadership. So I'm really passionate about community service. I have a lot of experience working with elders in my job as a psychologist and licensed therapist, and I'm always looking for ways to give back to the community. I like being involved as much as I can. Big fan of sports, big fan of the Wakefield Warriors, but now Reading Rockets, and that's as much as I think. That's, unless there's any other questions, that's kind of me in a nutshell. I'm really excited to contribute in any way I can.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate the expertise that you bring to our council. And
Thanks for having me.
yeah, thank you. Great to have you here. All right, so we were in the middle of electing a secretary. And we did have a nomination and a second, and we don't have any other nominations, so I will take a vote since we do have online participants. And Pat, you are an associate member, so you will not be involved in the vote. Okay, all right, so John Parsons, we're voting on Ron
Yes.
as the elected secretary. John, yes. Joan. Coco.
Joan Vogt is here.
Yes,
do you
we're
need?
voting on Ron Powell as our secretary.
Okay, yes, I'm
Okay,
voting, yes. Or John, yes.
Rosemary Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Kate Harrington.
Yes.
Karen Panett,
Yes.
Jean Prado,
Yes.
John Szynski,
Yes.
Melissa Shapley.
Marilyn.
Oh my goodness, I'm joining Melissa, oh my, sorry, I know you're Marilyn.
Yes, I know you know.
Marilyn Shapley,
It's all right. Yes,
said yes?
yes.
Ron Powell,
Yes.
Karen Janowski, yes. It passes unanimously. Congratulations.
Yay.
We really appreciate your willingness to take on this role.
Yeah, really.
So, okay, public comment. Do we have any public comment? Okay. So select board update. Do we have any select board members in the audience? Okay. PBC update. So we're zipping right through 6:25. PBC update with Ron Powell.
Okay, so I promise I have a brief update.
You might need to speak a little louder,
Yes.
Joan.
Joan, can you hear me? Oh, we lost you. Was it something?
Yes, I can hear you, thank you.
Okay.
I promise.
Turn the audio off.
Okay,
Okay.
I promise this is a brief update. So right now, construction is about 20% complete, structural steel is complete. We had the time capsule ceremony, which was I thought it went really well. It was, it was nice to participate in that. I was there. Yes, there's a story behind it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Financially, we're approximately 3.6 million remaining in construction contingency. That means we're under budget at the moment, that amount. And two other items that are from the August meeting of Council on Aging, which was last week, that I think are relevant to the permanent building meeting. First, the permanent building committee unanimously approved the additional design work for the flex room and for the makerspace. So the items that we had advocated for, the proposed changes to provide the enabling structure for the flex room minus the partition were approved, and also the changes to the makerspace room. There are also the permanent building committee also decided to put in enabling structure to the arts and crafts room. So should the town decide to locate the makerspace to the arts and craft room, the structure's there. A future decision. So that's good news. The other thing that is relevant to the council on aging is we're getting close to the furniture, fixtures and equipment phase. That process is expected to begin in September. And there was a specific discussion of permanent building committee about making sure the council on aging is involved in those decisions. So, we're looking for people who are interested in participating in our meetings. Overall, they're scheduled, those remains in good shape, the construction's moving along, function and makerspace changes are moving forward. So,
Has anybody been by I went by today and they're actually building a wooden structure. The entryway. But, anyone have questions for Ron?
Anybody take pictures that we can see?
was the for the time capsule?
No, for, new center. You went over there.
Yeah.
You went over
I
there.
went over that. I did not
Yeah.
take pictures.
Uh,
I know that they are taking pictures
Yeah.
along the way. There is
Yeah.
going to be a video at the end, but
the
Yeah.
on-site OPM is taking pictures and providing, I think daily or weekly updates, photos.
I think those photos should be shown in every single group we have here, whether it's a good neighborhood, speakers coming in. You know, everybody sitting in the audience, and this one should be right up to date all the time.
and people are welcome to drive by too. That's the other thing.
But they do. Yeah.
I think it's a good.
Does the town have a web channel?
Do you know if those pictures are being posted on the Recal site on the web, on the town website? I haven't looked there very recently, but I
I can
sort
check.
of kind of remember that maybe someone said
Yeah.
that site was being updated
I
with
think so.
pictures.
I can confirm that, but I know that April Backus is our
Yeah,
on-site OPM, she's been very good at providing updates and photos.
And they've been taking out the,
Carrie, if I just.
the drones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that's something to request back, Jean and then you, John. Jean?
I have a question on that divider for reflection. The mechanics, am I correct, has been approved to go
Yes.
for pricing.
Yeah.
Now, if there is a balance of credit in this building budget, is it possible that they could take funds and put in that wall prior to opening?
That's probably a question for the PM. Probably would have to come out of contingency.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
That would be a question.
Because it's my understanding that the wall isn't going to be one that's going to be housed in a, in the wall and in a closet. It's going to be one that's going to be less expensive.
Right.
So I'm wondering if there are funds that can be allocated for this before opening would be greatly, I think would be phenomenal.
I can take that back to the committee. So one thing about contingency funds, it's not like there's money sitting in a pot ready to spend.
I know that.
It's money that we anticipate if there's unexpected needs. So we haven't even issued the debt to support that contingency should that need funds yet. But from a project planning, project management standpoint, we always are very conservative, making sure that we include unforeseen events in the budget. So you know.
I know it's probably not, but just to keep in the back of the mind that if there is.
Hey, John?
Well, I was just curious, that one pass.
Oh, pleasantries was put in.
Pleasantries, there was like news articles, out recal,
A market basket fire.
market basket fire. I think they took a picture of us with my silly hard hat.
Jane said she wrote a letter. didn't she, or something? Somebody wrote a letter, I thought.
Yes, I think there's a letter that she wrote to whoever opens it. Which I think is-
Just so you know, the retail site does have new photos updated frequently. There's currently an updated photo on there right now of the structure. And they update the timeline photo and product information frequently. So if you go to the site, you will, Rosemary? So if you go to the website, the Town of Reading website, you can see.
Can we go there?
I hear you, but I'm speaking for all the people, including myself, who's not, who doesn't know how to operate computers and find the different sites. There's a lot of people who don't look at the on anything. So when they are here, if we put the notices and the updates on the screen, then they will see it. Karen?
And I do want to ask, because Jane is looking for interested people who would like to be on the FFB committee working group. And that is furnishings and equipment. And so if there are anyone that you would both like to be,
I'll,
Jean, you would, okay. Well,
I
just
think
wanna
there should
say-
be more though.
When
There
we-
should be more than one.
Right, we'll
Staff will be.
see if anyone else in the COA is interested.
When this came up once before, we had a conversation after the meeting with Karen Panett, so I.
Karen, yes.
So, because she has done similar stuff over
Oh.
at Peter Sanborn. So I'd like to offer Karen a chance to say if she's interested, or maybe if you had if she's still with us.
Karen,
Yeah.
you-
Yeah, I'm here. Yes, I would be interested in doing that.
Great.
Okay, so I will pass along your name and Jean's to Jean.
Okay,
I
Great,
would-
thank you so much for your willingness to be part of that FFE.
Yep.
I would-
And Kate too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so Jean, Kate, and then.
No, I'm not volunteering. I just wanna say, I want to thank the town for doing this. It's a very nice gesture. And we're very grateful to be involved in the discussion process. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, Elder and Human Services report. Who's Carrie?
So I'm changing the format to work with the new program. So what we can pull for stats from my senior center, because it's gonna be very consistent for us, is social services, transportation and trips. So those numbers are very accurate because we're gonna be consistently using my senior center for social services, transportation and trips. So those are the numbers we're gonna go by. On the second page of my report, are graphs of the enrollments for the programs through rec technologies. So on average, we're seeing we saw 564 people in July. And in June, we saw 697 participants come to the senior center. So that's kind of broken down a little differently than what we're used to, but I wanted to get your opinion if you liked how that was done. We're still learning the system. It's still very new to us. So getting the stats from it is much different than my senior center. But overall, based on what we've noticed, the senior center continues to have strong engagement with transportation, programming, group social services, are all being utilized by the older adults. The transition to the rec tech has resulted in some gaps in program reporting, but we've been able to steadily see an increased participation in the programs. As you can tell, the majority of things that people enjoy are free. The highest numbers are our free programs, not the things people have to pay for, which is no surprise. But our community lunch is still, trending upward. All of our free programming is, in the running leads there. Our best program is a free exercise class that's very well attended. And we did see, just so you know, we did see a little bit of a dip in July, just because a lot of our instructors did take some vacation time, which they're entitled to. And we didn't have, we had some breaks in some classes, so It was a little quiet around here in July, but we've already seen a steady increase of picking up for August. We had a line out the door at 7:30 this morning. People for a trip registration. For trip register. Almost, pretty close.
It didn't tell us a $50 trip because this one's $70, but it's still,
So where is it?
it's going to New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
I think it's
Is
it's
it
a
the Win-
sixties, it's a sixties,
Center.
yeah, it's a cover band, sixties cover band.
Yeah. And Janet is now our new case manager, which is a staff update, which is amazing. So we got her from a grant position to a part-time position, to a 30-hour position, to a full-time position with a new time. So she's going in strong with a lot of challenging people.
The question, John?
No, we have ideas.
We're sharing this, so.
Well, let us all know.
We're just talking about the different activities, how many times they have a month, it's all, some are just once a month.
Yes, so 4 times a month, some are 1 a month, we're just going over that.
Right.
One, I was with Carrie when we were working on the agenda, and she was showing me the new system. And it was very different from what we're used to, and it was giving us incorrect information.
Right, I'm working with the IT department there to fix them. Because I need it to report
Right,
to the state.
we were trying to figure out what was the number that was involved in June and then in July, and
It wasn't changing.
it did not change.
Is this the new system
Yes.
with the registration? Somebody
Yes.
already.
But it gives, no, it's not just for registration, it's for everything.
Whereas the one prior to was more detailed.
Well,
It don't- I don't think it was more, I think it was just a little bit easier to run reports because I'm not a tech, we're not tech people and
Right.
it's very much a tech program, hence the name. And so we're all learning how to do it, you know, slowly but sure.
And they're also learning to customize to our needs. We have different, you know, they're customizing it to our needs and they're still working on those needs. It gives reports for specific things that they've done for years perfectly, but we are customizing it to what we need. So there's some growing pains.
So these numbers, the June and July total number, is that just for the activities that you put on the,
Yes.
so it doesn't include participants in the other exercise programs or any of the games and?
Yeah, I'm not, you know, I was playing around with this graph and I don't really like it the more I look at it, because it doesn't show like.
Well, it doesn't show everything.
Everything, right,
Right.
right. I think it's more painting a picture of what are needing. Because some of those games, people aren't signing in.
Yeah.
They're using my senior center, sort of. Right?
Yeah, and I think also some of them might not be showing up because of the numbers too. Like an example is, I don't believe there is puzzles listed on here.
Cribbage.
You know, puzzle,
Right.
and cribbage, we have to get them onto the new system. I think we have to work with them we just don't want to see the top. They're only giving you the top and we want to see them all.
Yeah,
So they have created it just to show the top programs. And so now we're asking them to adjust.
to adjust it, to
all
show
the
it all, because
Okay.
it's like 6 people, you know.
But you think the total is all programs, the graphs just isn't?
I
You
think, yeah, I believe, so,
Yeah, I think
yes,
the
'cause
graphs
that's
are
based
meant
on
to show-
enrollment.
Yeah.
Not like getting paranoid that someone's gonna
Yeah.
jump in.
Yeah, so we're working with them to customize to our needs.
Now, I have to say, from a presentation point of view, the graph is much harder to read.
So you don't like
in
the
terms of the numbers.
Okay,
Yeah, because especially with the 20-point span, trying to drill down to see what number you're actually talking about makes it much harder. And I like the longitudinal perspective that you used to give us. So we, as you just said, you know, you think you saw a dip in July, it's coming up. We get to see that too with the longitudinal figures. So that's just my opinion.
I liked the graphs because I liked the color and
Yeah, exactly.
and the way it looked.
It's a nicer
Yeah.
presentation.
It was a nicer presentation, but I don't love it either. It's clean, but.
But can we change that horizontal access to be more defined? That would be.
I don't, I gotta, or a different, I don't know, I'll look.
It might be preset. It's hard to know. you know.
Well, usually you can customize everything.
Well,
so-
if they allow us to, like, what the parameters they allow, so hopefully we
Right.
can, that's why we just keep putting in tickets to adjust,
He's
to
gonna,
adjust,
he's
to adjust.
really likes me.
Good, yes.
No, I'm
Marilyn.
kidding, he does not.
Two related things. One is, it sounds like you do have access to what the raw numbers are. You can see them, whether you can put them in a report pretty the way you want. So is there a way that you can get those numbers also to show on these bars? Because you
No,
glance
I don't think so.
No.
It just comes out like that.
Can you download? Because the other thing, when we discussed this way back when you first started, I thought it was said that it could always be downloaded to Excel, in which you can do anything you want. Is that true?
It can, but it just literally showed, like when I said, put the numbers into an Excel spreadsheet,
Yeah.
it just put, it didn't look, it just put a number on a spreadsheet. It didn't say what the number was. It's a lot of extra work.
It's a lot of it, okay. Because if you can get it into Excel, you can make this any way you
Okay.
want it.
Right,
But it is work, it's no question.
right. Which my senior center was not work, it was easy.
Right,
Yeah.
and this is supposed to be easier, and it's supposed to give
I
us
don't
the,
know.
well, no, I mean, we want to give you a system that
Right,
is easier and that is meaningful.
right.
And,
I do like a lot of the features it has. I think we're just on a learning curve because I've been using my senior center for 14 years.
yeah,
So I'm learning this system. And it's new, I mean, it's new and it's hard to switch gears of it, so.
right,
A quick question.
yes, Jean.
This is a new contract, a new.
Program.
Yeah.
Which we've paid for. Or when I say we, the town. Is there any way to address the company that we purchased it from? To send a couple of texts out here for a couple of hours?
They have,
Yeah.
Well, can we
they're based out of San Francisco.
there's no local? Okay,
Yeah.
so,
We do a lot of Zooming.
okay, so what about any of the students at the high school who are techies, do they know the system? No one-
Nobody knows the
This is a
system.
this is a custom system.
It's a brand new organization.
Well, no,
They're
they're
like 6 years old.
They're-
But that
they're-
for tech world, I guess that's new, right?
they're 6 years old, but they were mostly exclusively recreation departments and they're branching out to include community centers. So this is that's why we get to kind of customize what we're doing.
So the only way that you can be trained is via Zoom. So there's no one here that can be over your shoulder.
Correct.
Is it still the plan to put rec in the system starting this fall?
No,
Okay.
Oh, that change?
I think it's gonna be more like winter. Cause we lost Ed. He moved to Vermont.
Okay,
And with Jen on
And with
maternity.
Jenna on maternity. leave.
Jim is the only one.
Jim's
that-
the only guy standing.
okay. Yeah, Ed moved to, and did he
Vermont.
move already?
Mhm.
Yeah. They announced his resignation at the rec committee meeting. Okay. So it's growing pains with, yeah,
With a lot of pains.
and I mean, and I watched you try to manipulate the information. and
I
it
showed
was-
you purposely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's really helpful to see what the difference in the numbers are from month to month, just even the whole figure. And we couldn't manipulate, we couldn't get that information, so thank you for your willingness to continue to get those Zoom coaching sessions.
Yeah, we have one this week too. We have them like every other week.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, any other questions? All right, the next item is the working group update, and Kate submitted a summary of information. So Kate, if you'd like to go over that.
I'm going to assume that most of you barely remember that way back in March, we had a presentation. I think it was a joint meeting, actually, REC and the Council on Aging, where the Operations Working Group presented to us the proposed budget for RECAL, which was, given that RECAL is slated to open in September, it was essentially part of the FY 28 budget. So what they presented to us was the FY 28 budget for RECAL. And in that FY 28 budget, was the portion of the budget that would apply to Elder and Human Services. And that budget was essentially exactly the same as the budget that Elder and Human Services has for FY 27, so the year we're currently in, which, if I'm remembering, it's roughly a total of 51,000, maybe 51,700, I can't quite remember. And there was a notation in the proposed recal budget that in addition to that budget figure, they anticipated an annual, I don't have the appropriate word for it because the details weren't included in the pros. Let's say an annual subsidy from the trust funds to the figure of, to the tune of $15,000. So that's what they presented for a proposed budget for recal as of FY 28. The working group did not meet from March on. So when we finally reconvened after our last council on aging meeting in June, we began to prepare feedback to the budget. And what we discovered as a working group, as we looked at the budget, was that there are so many questions about things we don't understand about the budget and the allocation and the assumptions around the budget that we couldn't really provide any adequate response. It's almost impossible to say, is this an adequate budget? Because in part, we don't know what they want to accomplish, what Elder and Human Services wants to accomplish with the money that they have. So that is the gist of what was contained in the memo that we gave you. And that's the feedback that the working group has at this moment.
It includes, one of the items too, as part of that 51,000, what I recall, it's 20,000, give or take, is uncategorized.
It's in a category called other, which is part of our question, because again, the 20,000 in the other category is the largest amount in the budget. I think, and I may have these numbers backwards, I think Neil gets 13,000. Programming gets 13,000, meals might get 15,000. And then the other category is 20, but looking at an actual expenditure report for FY 26, we know that all kinds of things get categorized in the other, some programs, some meals and stuff. So looking at how the total budget is allocated and what the year-to-date expenditure on a specific category is just almost impossible to figure out.
Hope that maybe this is something as you get more proficient with things that you'll be able to better itemize. Because I think the other reality, and John, I'm sorry, we'll get to you. I think the other reality is very inherited system that didn't necessarily have it.
Well, can I just say, one of our other difficulties is that the budget, which, and I've had an argument with somebody about this. When I speak to the budget, I speak of what town meeting members get in the town warrant, and we're told this is the budget, approved, not approved, whatever. And that budget has 4 categories. The spending report that the town provides actually has 10 categories. So the town doesn't even apparently have a way to correlate the budget to the expenditures report, which again, if you're trying to track stuff, is just somewhat difficult. I'm sorry, John.
Yes, John.
I'm all set.
Oh, okay.
I do want to say, I have a different approach than previous administrators, so my approach is very different with the staff. We're very open, where there's no secrets or magical money that's gonna come out of somewhere. We're working really hard to maintain and stay within the parameters of the budget. Some months might be a little higher and other months might be a little lower, depending on how many free events we have. But we're, doing the best we can. I can tell you that all of our lunch and learns from now until August of 2027, we only have to pay for one. Because Anna's worked, one presenter, we have to pay for food. But Anna's worked really hard at utilizing grants and people, volunteers and programming that's within our budget and not within our ARPA budget. That was, you know, a free for all. Basically.
I think the challenge that we have, and we've talked about this, is that $20,000 other category, where we know that expenses that should go in other categories wasn't categorized correctly. John.
I guess I'm curious how the council on aging budget and the recreation department budget mesh to run recount. Who is
It's
responsible for what?
They're gonna be separate, we're one department, but it's separate budgets.
So if I understand, so part of what, so in the total budget for operating recount, like, well, and see, that's the other piece, John, that does get confusing. So the charges, so recal is gonna have utility charges, but I think those come out not either out of, I mean, they're sort of a town expense. They go into another pocket in the town. And the
Facilities.
maintenance and facility costs and everything also go into another bucket. So they were all presented in the recal proposed budget. So this is the total cost of what it's gonna operate recal, but then you have to unpack it. So for example, if you've been paying any attention to any of the discussion about the larger town budget picture, one of the things that I heard in one of the most recent forums, for example, is the insurance for recal is something like $350,000 more than the insurance we're paying for this building or whatever. So, but that's a town expense, but it still goes out. So it's difficult. Now, when it comes to programming and services, which I think is where you're getting, where your question is aimed at, you will continue to pay out of Elder and Human Services the things that you do, but then rec would be covering and or charging for the programs and things that they will offer.
Correct.
That
Yeah.
is my
I'm
understanding.
not sure if like the room rentals in the new building will go in one big room rental.
That was a question,
That
yes.
I am assuming it would be. I don't know if we'll get as catty as like, well, you rented the room, so you get the money, or we rented the room and we.
Well, I know
don't
we've asked, yeah, we've asked that
Asked that.
question.
Yeah.
And don't
I'll
have a
ask,
response.
I'll circle back.
Yeah.
Because
But
I have
Carrie,
the money
your-
if we rented.
Your statement also gets at one of the points that we were making, because when you say you have already thought about the lunch and learns, and you've covered in terms of the speakers, everyone but one. I hear that and I interpret it as saying, so you have in your head that we'd like to offer these many lunch and learns, and we'd like to keep the cost of those at this figure.
Right.
But that's the detail that we never get to analyze a budget, so we don't know both what you're thinking of offering or then how the budget stretches to fit that. So that's why it's really hard to offer any commentary about whether or not the budget is adequate.
Well, I think when we had the ARPA money, we had a free for all budget. Because it was a reckless, in my opinion, it was just spending, just to spend it, and we didn't look at. How much things were costing or how much instructors were. Now we can really nickel and dime and be a little bit fussy with what we wanna charge or wanna bring in for events, because we don't have an endless budget to do that with. And I think we're in a better place with organizing that, you know, for the future. We're 6 months booked out right now with all of our programming. And staying like right on target where we need to be.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's phenomenal. You've got it, you're working on it, because a lot of, when I say clientele, the participants, they still think everything is zero. They come into a lunch or they come into a program, they expect it to be the way it was with the opera.
Right.
And that has to present a difficult issue.
Yeah.
How, in the future, are they going to be is that going to be addressed in a forum to kind of reinstate with the participants in a session to say, this is where we are, we just want to reconfirm why we're doing this going forward. I don't think a lot of people realize that the opera funds was
Yeah,
right. And they're saying, a lot, why we be in charge? They need to be reevaluated the way it's presented to them.
that brings me to like another point, like with the survey, I think that, let me get jump ahead just a second. I think that should be a question maybe on the survey. Do people want to see things free? Or do people not mind paying a small fee for events? Like, what does the public want? Like, what do they want? Because what we're seeing is most people come to free things. We don't know if that's because what the history is shown with ARPA, that people liked coming for free things, because who doesn't like free? Or it's what they're used to, or they're just coming because it's free. Like, we don't know the answer. So I'd be curious to know what the public wants. Do they mind paying $2 to $3 for lunch?
People did it years ago.
Right?
Yeah,
But we've seen like an example. The programming has stayed full as it was with the ARPA funds. Just like an example, all of our arts and crafts classes, all of our fiber arts, all of that. Anna's had to cancel more because only one person has signed up or none has signed up. When before we would have 15 to 20 people.
And a wait list problem.
So it seems.
It's showing.
It's showing that really they don't want to pay. This is just our little
Our
little
site,
litmus test.
Yeah, we're doing our own test.
And
And you're tracking that
Oh, yes.
information, what you have had to cancel
Yes.
due to lack of
Yes, yeah.
participation?
and
And whether they're free events that you canceled or the
yeah,
fee.
We haven't had to cancel.
we haven't
any
had,
free,
we don't cancel any, we haven't had to
Right.
cancel any free events.
Which is odd. I mean, that's pretty.
And so we are trying like different things to, there's gonna be an event coming up in the fall where we're gonna try a $5 fee
And see how it goes.
and see
We're
see
doing a
what
little
we,
trial.
to see how it goes. Because obviously with the fiber arts class, it's a no-go, but we do have one now that people are signing up for, so we're testing it to see what people are willing to pay for. Best, the room is completely full. Tai Chi, Anna arranged a free Tai Chi session, sold out in the first 2 hours. But
20 participants only.
but people aren't signing up, even though chair yoga used to be in the room and out I was working at my desk with people stretching next to me. And now they just fit more than comfortably in the room with plenty of extra chairs. So it really is saying what people want to spend their money. And an example, like with the community lunch, I ordered on Thursday. I can have 35 people signed up on Thursday. But then by the time Tuesday comes around, only 25 people show because they freely cancel.
Because they're not tied to a.
They're not tied to
payment.
paying for it.
So
So
there are
that's-
those people who just canceled
Yes.
for tomorrow, and I didn't do it till Sunday, because that's when I got the phone call that
Yeah.
changed my schedule.
But that's okay.
No, I mean, these
So
things happen.
it's not always about that.
No, but those things happen. But I mean, we do see it
I know,
consistent.
I do get it. I'm not sure about the question I want to ask, because I'm also wondering if a subtext of what we're seeing is not just about free or not free, but if it also has anything to do with, quite frankly, it's kind of a pain in the neck to have to go in and register and pay $5 in the system to do something, as opposed to if I could walk in the door and hand you $5.
We're not allowed to take.
I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm just telling
I know.
you, I'm wondering when
Oh,
you're
I'm sure.
looking at what's influencing people's
Right.
behavior, I'm wondering how much the system is beginning to hinder people's behavior as well, because I personally, if I were taking 3, 4, 5 things here for which I had to put my card in each
So
time
I-
to charge the $5, and I know I can store my card, but I know a lot of people won't. I'm just saying that may be another piece of what's influencing.
Survey discussion, because these could be some of the survey questions.
Could be.
So,
But I also think the other thing not to counter, but to add on to that is we do have to know if we don't even require now just 24 hours in advance, so that if like that you might not have it, so that kind of doesn't work if we don't have the money to pay for it, like if nobody shows up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we need to ensure we have payment in to pay the instructor.
And,
Well, you're talking, yeah, instructor, which actually.
but the other thing is with our other events,
And we don't charge, if we can't charge for free events,
so we don't, like,
so we don't, because we can't.
like, that we went to birthday cake and coffee, and some people people can walk in and that's fine, but we cut the cake a little smaller, but like, we just want to make sure we always have enough. So it's hard, but we'll see how it goes. The experiment continues.
We're always experimenting.
I think you do a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. We're trying so hard.
All right, so.
Can I just ask one last question?
Does it,
which-
will it- okay,
To their
it's not-
report.
Okay.
I'm just curious, because you just mentioned it. I was wondering if you have had a chance to know for July, because that would be the only month, how much you had to draw against the buffer fund for classes that weren't fully covered by those who paid the fee.
You have that number by
I can get it for you. It wasn't much.
Okay, I mean, I would assume it's not in any given month, but I wondered if you actually.
It's kind of not, what's cool, what we've noticed is, and the trend is, if one class is a little less and another class has just a little more, it kind of offsets each other. So we're seeing a lot of offsetting. So
Okay.
we're never really having to pull.
Well, and I would
Yes.
assume, as you said, that will also shift a little come September.
Right, and it's also the summer, so it's hard to really
Right.
gauge it, because these classes
Right.
were really
Yeah.
low,
Okay,
really low numbers this summer.
We do have a way to track that information. Anna works to track the information as well as with RegTech, so we can pull those numbers.
well, I was gonna say, maybe that's just something going forward you could include in your report, just to
Okay.
let us know of the money you approved, this is how much we're drawing
Right.
down.
Right, because we have approved $10,000 and how that, yes,
Mhm.
that is good
Yeah.
information.
What I talked to Sharon Engstrom about the other day was, we need to have so much in the revolving so that we're not losing. So we gotta build up that revolving fund from like room rentals, and if people decide, like some people have told us, oh, I don't want the money back from that class, don't credit me, just take it as a donation, so we stick it in revolving, and that's helping build it up. But it's still, I believe I looked at it, was only like $2,000 in the revolving right now, which is not enough, it's not a lot.
So where is that 10,000?
Right, we just gave me 10,000.
I think it's in Burbank to pay the it goes in to pay the instructors.
Isn't that out of the revolving fund?
No,
So it's-
Jenna set it up, I have to look, I'm getting,
So
I don't wanna,
5,000 is from Burbank and
5,000 from
private donation.
private donations,
So
I think it was
that-
6,100 private donation. Cause we got.
So
We
when
got the
you,
other one as well.
so when you have to say to Sharon, I need to pay this instructor.
Right.
It comes out of a certain fund.
Correct.
Now, that excess, how do you? I guess this is another piece that gets really complicated. So you're saying charge my EHS account, let's say $200 to pay an instructor. But 45 of that really needs to be charged against the trust fund or the donation fund to cover an overage. Do you
Right.
break that out? when
Right,
you're
yes, so
sending-
we have to, yes,
Okay.
so we have to make sure, I'm studying Munis and learning very quickly. How to read it, and I got
Very complicated.
it's very complicated, as you
Oh.
can tell by just reading these, it's like, I don't even know how to look, but I'm learning very quickly. That I put it in writing too, that I want it pulled, I want
Okay.
all the money that's coming to us to stay with us.
Okay, I mean, and that's important and I like that.
Huge.
But that's a piece that again,
No, so
when you're
each,
trying to look at how
Yeah.
the town reports things, it's really hard to figure out how, as you say, to figure out how they're doing.
so
them.
each like account has what's called a GL code.
Right,
And the GL code matches with the different accounts, so we,
Right.
like, if I
so you
have a
say charge
bill.
45
Yeah,
to
like
this
the other
end.
day, we had the movie license came through, we have to, in order to play movies here, we have to pay like $200 for copyright, so we don't get
Right.
sued. by whoever, I don't know, who sues us. Somebody will sue us for showing a movie from like Amazon.
Yeah.
So I had to email Sue and say, this is the code
Yeah.
to pay the movie license
Yeah.
from. But we have like a spreadsheet for all of that, so
And
we're
even
saying,
like when you're paying for cakes, when you're paying for lunches, those kinds of, yeah, just
it's like
knowing.
the others, it could be supply budget, you know,
Right.
it's not just as simple as. I mean, it costs a lot to run an event here.
And also like an
Yeah.
example, if we budget out our lunches and our lunch and learn, all the food budget. But then, like example, we get a request to host a lunch and learn, a new one for something with the town, you know, and so we have to pull that, so that's the other, that we can bring that money in. That, because we weren't planning on that for meals, but things always come
Cause
up.
I say like, oh, you pay for that?
And
They're
they're
like, oh.
you know, like we
We thought you were paying for
like
it.
we had a root beer float bar the other day with the police department and their cadet program. Well, we bought the root beer float items, you know, so that would be in others, because that wasn't a planned event for us.
Yeah.
So that's why the other exists rather, some reasons the
And
other
we're
exists.
happy to support.
We want, you know, we love having everybody. We love
But we
hosting.
weren't planning on a root beer float.
But that's where I think why the other also, for those unexpected
Oh,
things.
that's helpful to know.
Okay.
Tom had a question.
I just curious, I don't know if Carrie, someone else might be able to answer, there are other neighboring senior centers. Some of the new buildings and stuff. I was just curious, we're talking about rates and charging and stuff. Does anyone know how we stand? I mean, do you talk to other
Yeah.
directors? I mean, what we're thinking of doing or what the program's thinking of
Yeah.
doing? So then why do we hesitate? It sounds like we're hesitating to charge you. I mean, if, you know, we're not going above the
Yeah.
curve, are we?
No, not at all, which is why it's
Which is
crazy.
what- again, this points to the survey.
Yeah.
We really need to get this.
Yeah.
survey. Is your, can we move ahead?
That's all right.
Okay, no, I think that these are questions that.
We mentioned rental. Okay, if you have someone that wants to use this site, am I correct? It's $20 to rent? Why isn't?
20 for this room.
Why is that not increased?
All right, that's
That's a question for the budget.
yeah.
And
Okay, that's
You can ask.
town issue, because we, yeah.
I don't think so, yeah.
I just want to make a comment in connection with something else and other conversations about money and budget and stuff in town. I've been taking a lot of look at the demographics of the senior population and their income in town. And it may be something that the Council on Aging at some point wants to have a conversation about too, to really understand both the larger, and I mean, the numbers I'm looking at are for the total senior population. And I recall that when UMass did the study, which is, you know, 10 years ago now, I believe their comment was that a number of the participants at Pleasant Street came from lower socioeconomic across the range of classes within Reading. And that's also an important piece of information, I think, that we need to understand when we're planning and talking about things, because that also factors into people willingness to pay. You need to understand
Right.
what their circumstances are, and I don't know that we've drilled down into that very much, and it just might be a topic for the future.
I can tell you, for just from being the case manager for as long as I was when Dinosaur was smart beer. It is we see a lower income in case management than we do.
Well, yeah, because that's how they qualify.
Right,
But the report
And
says
that-
even
yeah,
participants.
right, and I would say it's probably the participants too, but it would be interesting to see. That. I don't know how we would be able to do that, but it would be made part of the survey.
It could be, as long as it's an anonymous.
Right, right.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I can't remember in the registration. I'm trying to think of what we put into information for
It
the
doesn't ask.
profile. I know we got age in that, but I bet it doesn't ask.
No.
Yeah, it does.
The only time income is asked is.
It's for the writing response.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I'm going to end that discussion and move forward to the survey.
Sure.
And
I
Carrie is
know how to
going
share, I
to.
know how to do it.
Carrie is going to project it.
I'm gonna do it.
And I hope some of us have been able to go through the survey and experience it. Did you, Tom? I know John did and Aaron, you did, yeah, and and had a chance to review it, just even if you didn't have a chance to complete it, at least to review it. And Pat and Karen, if you have any,
I would
if
like a
you,
round of applause for that, please. No, I'm just kidding.
Pat, Karen and Joan, if any of you want to add any comments, please raise your hand so we can, and I will call on you. Okay, so I kept in Libby's comments that can help guide us. But it's much easier to see this, right, Rosemary? Yes. So, okay. So what's the purpose of the survey? We definitely want to explain what the purpose is. And the respondents are asked to give 1 to 5 minutes of their time. The 1 minute is just for the person that answers the question, I do not consent. I do think the 5 minutes, those of you who took the survey, did it take only 5 minutes? I do think it takes.
I was writing notes while I was at it, so it took a little longer.
Do you know how long it took you?
I'm slow with it.
Like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's what she's asking. You did the paper copy. So how long did it take you?
Yeah, it took me more than 5 minutes.
Right, would you say, I mean, I think you want to be more active, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, my guess is it took me 10. If you have to
Oh, you
think
took-
about some
okay,
of
so
it,
10
yeah.
minutes.
More than 5, maybe 10.
Yeah, and again, it is lengthy. And that might turn off some people, so that's something I think we have to consider as well.
Karen, do you know the form? Is this gonna be like one flat survey on paper? Or,
We offer it, any survey from the town is in multiple formats. It's available in paper format, it's available online. So it's, and
Yeah.
it's in different locations as well.
maybe I'm asking, depending upon the instrument that created it. You can build surveys so that if you say no to one thing, the rest of the questions, is this built that way? Because I couldn't tell for sure
Well,
with
because
this.
you probably answered all the questions, but if
Yeah.
some of the ones, if you answered no, it does skip those questions.
So if I were taking it online, it would skip the question.
Correct.
So when I did a survey in that same format, because we also had to send it out in paper, we had language in there that said, if you answer no to question 5, skip 2.
Yes,
So will this have that
Yeah.
kind of language if it's a
Definitely.
paper survey? Okay.
yes. Yeah, so this is just the digital version? Yes, Rosemary.
Who do you want to take this survey and how are you gonna get it out to the people? And I don't think people would like to answer anything about age or income.
So, we do think that the age question is a very important one. Because we do want to identify, who are we serving? And, well, let me just ask other people, what do people think about the age? I'm not age, to me.
It's anonymous, right?
It is anonymous,
You
which is important.
need I'm under 60 category, depending on how people are accessing this.
So one of the questions on the side, do we only want 60+ taking the survey or anyone? We can filter results to 60+ if we want anyone to be able to take it. And put it at the end as a demographic question, or it can be at the beginning, how it is now to screen for eligible participants.
But
That's a comment on the side.
But depending on how they're gonna access it, you don't know if if I'm 59 and I found it and I wanna fill it out. And I don't know that you don't care about my answer, you're gonna screen it out, but you don't know if I skipped this because I didn't wanna share my age or I skipped it because I'm 59.
So we can offer prefer not to answer.
Why not have an
We-
under age
We can do
60?
an under 60,
Under
and we
60.
can also do
You could do both.
prefer not to answer.
I'd do both, yeah.
Okay,
I also think like 55 to 59
Is
might
useful.
be more relevant.
I
than
think so.
Under 55, like I would say under 55, 55 to 59.
Yeah.
That's the incoming class,
Yeah.
That's the what?
I
the
agree.
incoming class.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
Plus,
me.
some services are for all ages for the most part, not just for 60, some are. Someone who needs help finding housing under age 60 gets no help from the town.
They get help.
So,
Social services.
I was
but,
gonna
but,
say.
but
some
social
pieces.
services are covered in here.
I mean, you could say under 60,
Yeah. That's what we just agreed on.
Yeah, under, yeah.
which covers, you know,
Yes, under
infancy,
60.
and infancy to under
But I
60.
was saying 55 to 59 might be,
An added one,
There it
and
is.
then under
you're
55,
about
yes.
to be,
Yeah,
that's.
So let's go to the second question, demographics. Do you live in Reading year round? Yes, no. Okay.
I wondered on that one, what are we trying,
Yeah.
what do we care? What are we trying to find out? How will that help us the way it's worded?
snowbirds.
Hmm?
The amount of programming you do. if
And the
everyone's living in the
snowbirds.
winter.
They're
But
interested.
so what? How does that help you? All I know is you're not here all year.
So
What
that
am I
gives
gonna do
an
with
idea
that?
of
It doesn't
the,
mean I'm a snowbird, it could.
but that gives the attendance within the town for programming.
Right.
But you can't relate this to any time of year, and I understand the concept, but I don't see how this tidbit of information will allow me to use it in making a decision.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, you'd have to make a lot of assumptions. If they
Yes.
answer, I
So
don't
we
live
could
here
take
year
one
round, you're gonna
question.
assume they're snowbirds.
Like kind of.
And maybe
just
that's not what they mean.
Yeah,
And do we care how many years they've been a member of the Reading community?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, so we can take out question 2 and 3,
I think so, yeah.
okay? So we'll remove those. All right,
Oh, we have Pat
all right,
raised his
question
hand.
4.
Pat
yes,
raised
yes.
his hand.
have your hand
Oh,
raised.
Pat, sorry.
No problem. I just I just
Yes.
wanted to jump in really quickly to say, I through my doctoral research, I did a lot of meta research on surveys and like test taking fatigue, and a survey this long for especially that's aimed at elderly folks is pretty likely to cause survey fatigue, which might not yield the most accurate results. So I just wanted to throw out there, I think any ways that we can streamline and whether they're paper kind of use dialogue to skip to different questions or whether they're online, kind of use selected responses to skip to other responses because 30 questions is I'll be honest, it's there we're going to see a lot of incomplete survey responses. We're going to see a lot of inaccurate responses for people clicking through things just to get the survey over with. So I just wanted to throw that out there. As it stands right now, this seems like it's on the longer side for the population that we're aimed at.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we definitely appreciate your experience. Rosemary?
Would we benefit by having 3 smaller surveys spread out, maybe?
Well, let's get through this one and see.
He's just talking about an overload. It is an overload.
It is, so maybe we can determine, we want to send out a survey and.
We just eliminated 3 questions, so there's.
Well, those are easy questions too. Okay, let's see, I mean, we can come back to that. Let's see how long it is by the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're removing question 2 and 3. Marilyn, we did add in those
I saw. Thank you.
responses that you said. How would you describe your living situation? So again, that's just a select, it's a quick check off. All right,
Again, I sort of wonder, I get the first 3 choices, live alone, live with spouse, partner, live with families. When you throw in the other 2, and now I can answer more than one, how does that help us understand or interpret the responses?
I was just trying to find a place to ask about caregiver roles, and maybe it wasn't good to squish it in here, but that's when it came to my mind when I sent it to Karen. It could be a separate question about caregiver.
Were you trying to figure out, because you want to know if they're accessing caregiving services or might want to access
That's
caregiving
part of it.
services.
It's part of it, but also it
Okay.
affects availability. I've heard a lot of the
Oh,
people
okay, it
that
affects
want
availability.
evening
Okay.
hours, say they're caregiving all day, they can't come, and they'd love to have an evening.
Okay.
It's come up a
So
lot of
that
different
could be
ways.
one of the that
We
could
can-
come under one of the barrier questions, what prevents you from participating? As opposed to here.
That they could, I prefer just to make it a question, although I know I'm adding a question, just because, we might need, if we find that a lot of them are caregivers, maybe we beef up information about caregiving or something, just. It's an important segment that doesn't get much attention at the high level.
What
Well,
do you think?
I mean, given what Marilyn has said, I understand it a little better,
Yeah.
and maybe as we go along, we modify some other questions
Yes,
to
that would be
also
fun.
get at what you're thinking of,
Right.
and then maybe we come back and decide to eliminate those categories.
We can tell you from a
Let's move
case,
forward.
from a case management perspective, we're seeing a lot of caregivers living with parents.
What a
Children.
caregivers, what?
Moving in
Do
with
you
parents.
think we should include it in question 4?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They're gonna have different needs.
They're gonna have different
Yeah.
needs, absolutely, yeah.
And
And they have needs, definitely too.
All right, so we'll keep it in.
All right,
Question 5, can you scoot up? Question 5. So how familiar, is there anything that we're missing here?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I need to put my notes.
Can you see?
Let's look at 5 and 6. Anything we're missing?
the only thing of 5, sorry that. I didn't have trouble responding to it and finding a place for myself, but I don't know what the staff think of as regularly and not. And for me, if I come in once a month, that's regularly. For you, it might be a very infrequent visitor.
But they say a few times.
So how, I think the other thing though is how familiar are you with the programs?
Yeah,
Don't know anything about them, have heard about them, but have not attended programming. And then, am familiar and
it's another one that's 2 different questions.
Right.
One is how familiar are you and the other is how much do you actually.
well, and then
And
that's
this is
that's
one-
also a later question
It
too.
is, it is.
And this is one where I wondered if there would be a flow. So if I say how familiar
Mhm.
and I answer don't know anything,
Right.
question 6 is sort of redundant. If I don't know
Yeah.
anything, then I'm not gonna answer how do
Right,
I learn.
and wait, let me get the digital copy because it's in a Google Doc. And it does talk about, I think that's one of the ones that does move forward.
Okay,
So I think,
there's
don't
a-
know anything about them, have heard about them, but have not attended, am familiar and attend. Maybe that could be the third choice.
I'd just keep it unfamiliar. Cause you might
Just
know
and
exactly what's
familiar.
going on here, but never set foot in the place for 6 months.
All right, so we'll take out those other 2 options.
We
I
have a
used to, when
comment
I was
here.
working,
Yeah.
but I was on the
Comment
council,
from
I knew
Pat.
what was going
Yes,
on.
there
but-
was.
Yeah,
Right here. He put in the Q and A.
He said maybe like seeing a scaling from 1 to 7, very familiar through to not familiar at all.
Okay, so put on a Likert scale.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a Likert scale.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
that might be easier for people to understand
yeah.
and visually different.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you guys see the chat, you don't. Okay, thank you, Pat. How do you learn about Pleasant Street Senior Center activities? Check all that apply. Anything we're missing?
Do you wanna just be clear, we mean Pleasantries newsletter, right? When I first looked at this, I was like, is there some other newsletter that
We
reports
will
this?
add that word.
Thank you.
Pleasantries.
You might
Good with that one?
you might make a comment, all of the above.
Yeah,
It's there. It says newsletter.
So how do you learn about them? And then also, so a separate question is how do you learn about them and how do you prefer to learn about Pleasant Street Center's activities?
if you're trying to trim. I don't know that you really need both questions.
That's why we were discussing it.
Yeah, okay.
I would
That's why I
check
was
out
discussing.
7.
I mean, I can see the rationale for it, but as Marilyn said, if you were trying to trim, I think I'd throw the preferences out.
Yeah,
Uh,
if they don't prefer it, why would they be looking there?
yeah.
Okay, we're removing that one.
Okay,
We could include some of these as optional ones at the end. So like use required questions, 1 through 10 or whatever, and then maybe use some of these extraneous items as optional responses for folks that, might want to answer the extra questions.
Okay. That's true. Thank you. All right, the next one is the participation. So there's a little explanation and then, which programs have you used in the past year? Check all that apply. And then,
There should be an option for none.
Yeah,
May I make a suggestion?
and then how often, you see that the question 9 is says never.
Mhm.
So, under question 8, you also went ahead and,
Well,
no.
Karen, on question 8, take out the word used. What programs have you attended?
I participated. Can I make a comment about the program? I think we throw around the words programs versus services and it has a pretty clear meaning to the population at large. Like I think of the Shine program. Here it's a service. I don't know that this distinction means much to and it might be a way to condense if you made these things programs or services and had the full lists.
Well, but that's why we did talk about keeping them in a separate because the next questions are the services. Just to draw the distinction between programs and services.
It means that in their brain.
Well, that's why it's explained the difference. So like question 8 talks about the programs and then question 10 talks about the services.
Even, I'll just throw it out there, even me, and I was tired when I was going through this, I was like, this must be duplicate pages. It didn't even hit me. I just answered all these questions. The switch from, it took me a second. I was like, oh, now we're gonna talk about in my head, it's just programs or it's just services, just like we're all
Right.
public servants. It's the whole shebang. So I don't know that the average reader, and I'm making a bold assumption that I'm in any way.
So, but then we would have a very lengthy list.
You might. I'm just saying, to me, it felt repetitive, even though now that I've read it carefully, I can see that
I
it's
think
not.
it's helpful to see the distinction. if you
As
want.
long as you can be confident that
What do you think?
your readers
I like
are seeing it.
And as long as we include none under.
I
question
just think it
8.
needs to say social service.
Social services,
Yeah.
but
That
then
would
that
help.
would include, then you'd have to move the hairstylist and lamp repair.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
I think that's a question that should just be
Technology
zeroed in.
assistance. Like there's some that, those are programs, they're not services.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not what we consider a service. So if
It's-
you
it's-
move those things up to,
So what would you move up?
I would move up hairstylist, podiatrist, lamp repair, and technology services.
because you count those as programs you're saying, Janet.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
They're a
like,
different kind of service.
like, I don't
Yes.
like, that, those are under, Anna books the podiatry, Anna books the hairstylist, and the technology.
Exactly.
But when I'm looking at things, I would agree that I consider those services that the center offers to the population.
So maybe, and where you didn't draw the distinction, maybe now in question 10, we can say social service.
If you say social services, I think,
That would be
Yes.
a distinction.
That would-
that's what I think, that's what Carrie's saying, I think if we add
Yeah.
social services, these are things that, because
And
they
then
are
we'll-
very different.
We'll move those other things up to the program.
Yes.
Karen,
Okay,
Karen, can I suggest that, again, not quite knowing how this is gonna appear digitally, you reverse 9 and 8, so that first you're asking how often do you attend, and then you ask which ones, because if I don't attend any, then I can skip 8.
okay, yeah. That's good.
And the wording of the paragraph just below block 4. At least mine says the Pleasant Street Center runs programming for Reading 60+ community to provide a range of activities to engaging. I think
Yeah,
you
the
mean
wording is weird.
from physical fitness, blah, 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 two social events or something? It's just got the wrong connective.
Yeah, it's
word.
written poorly.
Yeah.
There's something
Maybe it
missing
meant
in the,
including the
Which, where
following.
are you?
in the paragraph describing this section.
Yeah, it says engaging in two, range engaging.
To provide a range of
Oh, I know, I
activities.
noticed that too. I think
Yeah,
it was
It's just
incorrect.
worded.
It's an
just wording.
editing thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was definitely editing, yeah.
And then on question 8, I would say that every single thing on that list is a social event, and I would classify the lunches as lunches. So we don't anywhere talk about people who rely on this building for any source of nutrition, and I think it's important. I think the two
So are you
stakeholders.
saying
What's the
change
limit?
social events to lunches?
I would.
Okay.
And also, it's not a birthday lunch anymore, just it's a minor
Well,
thing.
But there are other social events besides the.
Yeah, all the lunches, right, everything on there I would say is a social event.
Oh, that, okay, I was trying to
Yeah,
understand the
yeah.
point you were making,
Yeah.
okay.
That's good.
Lunches are not the focus of social events, even though that happens there. And we don't have one that focuses on people that rely on this place to get a decent meal once a week or however often they come.
All right, so we'll move we'll move question 11 up to 11 before question 10.
I would, yeah, again, I'd do that.
Did you do the lunches one? I'm back
Yes, I
on
did add lunch. I took
That
out
was an
socials.
input lunches,
yeah.
okay, lunch events, okay, thank you. Sometimes they're dinners, I don't know if we still do dinners, we used to.
Okay. All right, are you a volunteer? Yes, no?
Straightforward.
Yep.
Why don't you add, would you like to be?
Yeah.
But it's
And what
anonymous,
department?
it's an anonymous,
Yeah.
What?
it's an anonymous survey. So there's no way to. I'd have to ask
Maybe
you
that'll
in person.
trigger a phone call.
If you would like to be, please contact us.
Lots of them have a thing at the end saying, thank you so much, and by the way, if you'd like to volunteer, fill in your name or your email.
So now again, the satisfaction section, block 5.
Now we're back to
So
programming.
here it's listing that list again. And,
Birthday lunches needs to come
but
out.
I did change birthday lunches.
Yeah.
I mean, I did change lunches.
Lunches.
And so it's all listed again, so people are clear on what they're answering.
This does seem to be quite long, though.
It's very
very
It's too long.
It's too much, I'm already like.
Yeah.
Is this?
I don't want, in other words, people, what I'm nervous about, it might be, they just start checking.
Right.
And they're not gonna.
But they
do
don't
it.
Well,
answer
that's, I think, what
Yeah.
Pat is saying, you're just gonna get
Of
clicks
course, yeah.
that don't mean anything.
So did those of you who participated in it, did you feel like, did you get survey fatigue?
It's.
I did.
Mhm.
Okay.
I didn't know survey fatigue was a thing.
Yeah,
That told me, and I now.
All right, so let's.
It's fun to me, anyway.
Let's go, all right, so what do we think is
I have
what's
survey-
the
I have
point
fatigue
of
with a
this?
lot of things.
What do we really want to get out of this?
Exactly.
I think definitely social services is a definite category that should be questioned. Or,
So what do you value about the programming available? Question 13, that seems like important information.
Well, the problem is it's all important information.
Yeah, right. So
it's
what do
almost
we-
I
like
mean,
two
you
different
can't,
surveys.
you don't
That's what
really
she's
wanna
saying, yeah.
separate it
It's
out.
two different surveys.
So what are the two surveys?
One would be for the active programming. What do you like, what don't you, social. The other is for, I'm gonna say, case management.
But then the issue is, well, people will say, well, I already filled out a survey.
Not necessarily.
Well,
unless you do
Because I
like-
think this is too long.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it
We're
is
not
too
gonna
long,
get
so
in there.
what do we want to?
We have to touch base with those that maybe need transportation, those that need assistance, that are not coming to the center because they're not aware of what is offered.
But
for
see,
their
you just
needs.
essentially said two separate
I know I
things.
did.
You know,
I know
because
I
they're
did.
not coming to the center for anything perhaps.
Yeah.
And they're not coming to the center for things that they need because they don't know they
Well, I
can come
think,
here for things.
I think.
And I
like-
don't know how you,
But
A lot of
I
the
do,
people we see in case management, honestly do not utilize the center.
Yeah.
Because.
It's a
they-
different
yeah.
population.
you're saying even if it's an appropriate age. they're
Right,
not-
yes,
right,
correct.
Yeah.
Because
Some
by
of
the
this,
time they reach out to us, it's kind of,
Like I said to Janet, you're gonna be a whole new group of people that don't come here.
exactly.
So I
So
guess,
we have, let's just look, we have 27 questions. And so, can we? Half of it, so,
Some of this we can tell out of our systems. I mean, we already know how many people use all these services. Granted, you're having struggles with the new software, but you'll get there.
I mean, it's
yeah,
about,
but this is
it's
going
about
to,
600
we
a
know
month.
how many use them, meaning how many come, but if this is going to a broader pool, we want to know out of that broader pool,
Right.
how many, I guess essentially the question we're asking, how many aren't and why aren't they?
Right.
But we aren't asking that.
so
that
do
would be
we
a good
really
question.
care about the whole?
Well, yeah, we
just-
are when we're
Where-
asking why
where-
you don't come.
Where does it
Right,
say
the
that?
barriers, I think, and
The
do we
barrier-
really
oh.
need the participation questions then?
You do not.
No. All right, let's remove them, whatever we can remove, let's
All
remove,
right.
because you're keeping, all right, so.
Well, but if you remove them. Okay, so let's say I'm someone who comes and I get this survey because however the distribution, you're distributing it. Then I'm kind of look at this and go, well, why the heck am I getting this survey? Because I'm an active participant.
Yeah, but
So unless there's a way for the survey at the very beginning
there is.
to end, well, but I'm saying I don't know how it's designed, Ron, so I don't know that. So if one of the first questions is, do you participate at Pleasant Street Center? Great. If you want to continue the survey, but if not, let it cut for those who are part. I mean, that may be a too fine a cut, too soon a cut, but maybe that would eliminate it. And the other thing I just wanted to say was, Karen, if we're really worried about this being long, could we test this with 10 people at lunch one day next week? Just ask if we could, because I think most times after lunch on Tuesday, there isn't anything really scheduled except.
we sometimes
Right,
have programming, but like right now it's just cornhole.
Yeah, so maybe we could just say, if you've got time to stay, could you
Of
take
course.
this in some
And so
way?
that leads to, do we just do two, like, we have one that gets distributed to people here and then one that's designed to go to a broader audience. And if somebody who gets it does come here,
Well, I'm just saying, if we had some users test
Yeah.
us, we'd find out whether it's too long.
Right.
Because
Oh,
all
I
of
know,
us
I know.
sitting here at the table have differing reading abilities, different comprehension abilities. So our response to how long it is different. And if we got 10 people who just came to lunch, didn't know they were gonna be doing anything else.
Yep.
And they took the survey, we might get some great feedback on, what did you think? Is it too long? Is it? too
Well, we
short?
don't ask that
Also-
question, we would,
Well,
what's your feedback?
yeah. I think-
Also, which of these questions really
Do we
are
need to,
relevant to somebody who already attends?
and do we need
Exactly,
to know, can I ask, do we need to know their living situation? Is that one that we can remove?
No, I think that's important.
We're all.
It's important for the
Well,
I think
isolation one.
Because
I'd like to
again,
know
my
how many people
perception,
have
and
no one
Carrie
else
and
that they see all
Janet's
day.
might be different, is that yes, a significant number of this population
Lives alone.
lives alone. And that is part of the reason why they end up coming. Not everybody, Rosemary, I get that.
Yeah. Could we go
See,
back?
I think question 13, I think is very important, what do you value?
Yes.
And I also think, question of identifying barriers, if that interferes with your participation, that
Yes.
is a very important question.
Yeah,
Question 13 should be for the people who already attend.
Yes.
And there should be a second question set for those who don't.
Yes. Good.
Right, and it is, yeah, if they don't attend, that they are not answering, and if they're very satisfied, they're not answering the dissatisfied questions.
Karen, is this available
Yeah, the question.
as a digital format that would do the jumps that you're describing?
Not yet.
Okay.
Like survey monkey.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
using survey monkey?
She's been
Is that what
raising
it
her
is?
hand and they keep talking.
No, it's just.
For her once in a while too.
Rosemary.
Let me think about what I was gonna say. How do we get involved with this? What is the end? What do we want?
That's a great question.
How do we get involved with this survey? I mean, I don't remember it in June. Now here we are discussing the survey. What I think is more important is to reach the people who don't come here, who don't know about the
Right.
center. The
Right.
people in town who maybe are 58 and 59 or getting ready to retire, to let them know what is available with the town.
So that's one thing. That's part of our role as a council on aging, to make the community aware of what is available. But I think we really wanted to think about what is, as we move into recount, what services and programs we want to continue to provide. What is the value? What are the current barriers? We wanted, because we also, I think, want to really identify what is preventing participation, because we know that the number of people who are 60+ is a much larger percentage of the community than participate in.
I don't think they know what's available for classes. Maybe you need some type of program to put in the newspaper and let people know what's available. Come to our poem class. This is when it is. And
So, see, that brings up something that was at the end, future agenda items. In October, the library sponsors an event. And the other thing is, there used to be two things that we did participate in. The Friends, the Lions event in June, which we decided not to participate in. And also September, the September Reading Day.
I used to volunteer for those tables.
Is it canceled?
Oh, there's no
But-
way. A lot of people didn't come to the table, so
Canceled this
the
week.
population is not
They're not
getting-
sponsoring it.
Because.
getting to know what we offer here. Population that is aging into the area where we can help them, we want them to come here, doesn't know what we offer at the senior center. What?
Not laughing at John, isn't she? John has not spoken once.
Karen and I volunteered at those different
Yeah.
activities,
But I
the
think,
high
so
school.
Rosemary, I think the hope with this survey is that because it is going to go to the broader community, so maybe we can, it's going to be available in, town hall, all the
Not
way.
everybody goes to town.
No, all the way that they've generated surveys, the library here at the Pleasant Street Center is going to be available online in a digital format. It will be, I'm sure Jane she does her 1-minute town manager minute, select board can, so
But there's still a population that has no idea
what do you suggest?
to reach them. Probably a mailing including with something that goes to every household, like taxes, any of the taxes or the water bill. Hello, are you approaching retirement? Are you gonna be 60, 62, 65? This is what your town offers you.
So what we can do is maybe reach out to
Yeah.
town hall and see what they suggest to, what methods that they would recommend to increase participation. This town.
Karen? What's
Keith.
that? I don't know if it's doable. If we did have a short little card, something tiny, is it possible when there's an election day, with people coming out, could you please fill out the survey with a return address on the back, self postage and mail it? I don't know. But I do think we cannot forget the housebound and those that do not know about the center at the present time. Perhaps we make a shorter, I think, for me, I think this is too long and it's almost asking duplicate questions. Maybe we have a little ballot box here or something, hand them out, take them home, please return by such and such a day.
So we're really talking two different points at least. One is the creation of the survey and the other one is part of to disseminate it and get maximum participation.
All
So
you have to do is make a flyer. Did you know? This is what.
I would love to finish creating the survey itself And then we. talk
I
about
think this needs to be addressed in another meeting again.
that.
Well, I think what Rosemary's highlighting is an overall need for communication,
Yeah,
which I don't know that we've had a conversation, and that could be a separate future agenda
That is
conversation.
always-
How can we do more
Yes.
publicity
Right.
about Pleasant Street in general? Because you're saying people don't know about
People
the
don't
things that
know.
are here and everything.
They don't even know where the center is.
Yeah.
I talk to people all the time, oh, the center.
But you're right, it's separate from the survey and we can finish up on the survey.
and
And
that,
maybe have
I
that.
mean, and that's something, I mean, especially if we're getting people participating in the survey who have never attended here, we need to know what the barriers are for them. Because if you look at our responsibilities, number one is identifying the needs of the 60+ community, and number two is educating the community about the needs of the 60+ age residents. And number three, developing a network for information sharing. Those are our top three. Our fourth one is establishing policy direction. So, yes.
Karen, just another thought. We are, it says Pleasant Street Senior Center. Our sign outside does not say senior center.
So this is, yeah,
And this is something that, this is, to Rosemary's point, people don't even know we exist here.
So we can take out that word. Absolutely, yes. So. Okay, so where are we? What are we removing? Are we removing the,
Go on, I could put something about this place. It's not like-
are we so we're removing the participation set questions. And
Which
we
one's that?
are,
Did you say we're removing all participation?
so we're removing question 8, 9, 10, and 11, the participation, because that's information that is already collected. The are you a volunteer, we can
I think
add at
that's
the very end, because if they have the key, that's, they don't have to answer. All right, so if we go to the satisfaction one. So if you look at question, oh, I lost the number. If you look at question 13, you'll see, first of all, it lists all of the programs
13?
above 13. It lists all of the programs
right.
that were above. And now question 13 asks, so let's go to the question 13.
Okay, so maybe it's just a wording change.
Yeah, which.
I'm sorry, Ron. No, you go first.
No.
Okay. So if you've just eliminated all the participation, now you're saying to me, what do you value about the programming? But if I'm not a participant, do I value any of it? So it may just be you need to reword the question. I don't know. I'm trying to think, do these questions make sense if we've already taken out all the
It
participation?
could be, if you do currently participate, what do you value?
How about, what would
I
you
thought
like
that's
to
what we were-
participate in?
We agreed that if you said that you currently participate, you're gonna get one set of questions.
But we
Yes.
took that
That's
all
like you do it
out.
online though.
Yeah, but, yeah,
That's the problem. Like if they're doing it online, it works beautifully.
but again, if even in a hard copy, as I said, as long as
It
it's
says-
really
so you can
clear,
skip
skip
to the
to,
next
you
section.
know, then you can still do it in the hard
Could,
copy.
could you,
have a
could you
section
put
for-
this online? I'm sorry. Could you put this online where they register?
All right, let's deal
I'm
with
just
that
Had enough
question.
trouble
That's a
registering.
district.
Let's deal with
Yeah.
how we're disseminating it after we
Yeah.
decide.
Well, no, because I think that would
Okay.
determine what's
Yeah.
being questioned.
That's correct. All right, so question 13. So we're removing the participation because that's data that we're getting from Claire. Yeah. So what do you suggest, how we word question 13?
If you currently participate,
What do you?
what do you
value?
value?
Excellent.
Ron, did that cover whatever you were
Yes,
to say?
yeah.
Okay.
I think the most value is ending isolation.
So we'll find that out, Rosemary, because that's one of the options. Okay. Are there any other things? So we're adding in if you currently participate, what do you value? And then any other,
So in 18, maybe say, if you have used them, what do you value about the services?
It's the same thing again, it's services and versus programs.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I think it will be hard to interpret what the difference is. I think we would like to believe that they think this
well,
is.
we're adding in the word social services.
Even, yeah, it's better.
So, okay.
And what is maintained autonomy? What is maintained
I think
autonomy?
that means ability to live alone.
That's the service, maintained autonomy?
Well, if I give
Should
you
I
support
want-
services that allow you to stay in your house, I'm maintaining.
I
Can
don't
I
know.
just ask, so question, all right, we skipped a few. Overall, how satisfied, no question 14. How
Just
satisfied,
leave satisfied as an option.
and then do we want, okay, overall, how satisfied are you with the programs, why, and then do we want
Which staff
answers 15 and 16 to explain?
I think-
Question 14,
I think so, otherwise I don't know what you learned.
so see, this is the issue, you know, we're having a hard time removing any of the questions.
I think it's because we aren't clear on what we're trying to find out. And I think we keep coming back to really, in many of the cases, understand what we're trying to find out. You might
I don't
need
think we understand.
Sub-surveys, yeah.
So, well, let's talk about that, I mean. We wanted to find out from the community what they value about the Pleasant City Center. What are the barriers to participation, what they're looking forward to, I mean, maybe the future planning, I mean, we really wanted to get a sense. When we were planning for recap and we moved to recap, so we need to better understand what's already in place. And what is working well and what we want to, so.
Would you break it down?
We're finding who's using this, you wanna find out, do they use it? If they do use it, why they use it? And, what benefit is it for them? I agree with you, the shorter the survey, the better.
Better off it is.
I think that we can get right to the point. As
Yeah.
far as some of these, like, very satisfied, somewhat not. It's either you're satisfied or you're not.
Well, you have to offer range though.
Yeah.
If you look at, if you go to page 1, what is the purpose of this survey?
Yeah.
That- It's listed right at the very beginning. The COA is seeking residents to participate in an important survey regarding the current and future programming and services at the Pleasant Street Center.
Yep.
Your input is invaluable and will help shape the future of services for the 60+ community in Reading. That is,
See, I'd argue that this doesn't give us a lot about shaping the future. So, I'm very satisfied, I come in several times a month, I do some exercise, some other.
That's true.
Sort of things, I like the lunch and
Yeah.
learns, maybe I'm a freeloader, I just wanna eat wherever I can, who knows? But what
but
do you
isn't
know?
that just as important information as it?
But you
it
already
does-
know all that.
But it does talk about future planning, future.
Maybe that should be the survey, the future planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it should be, what would you like to see
Yeah.
that we don't currently
Just the whole
have?
thought.
But people don't know what we have.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
Well, then
What
people
we
should
That's
talk
excellent.
and find out.
I have a suggestion. What we've just eliminated and added, is there any way that you could send that to us so our brains could think before the next meeting? I personally think it's way too long.
Yeah.
I almost would like to see 2 different surveys. What do you enjoy about our present site and list them? And then another survey, what would you like to see in our future?
Yes.
I think this whole future planning part is what we wanna know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
So
want
is
the
that,
future
so
one.
we'll focus on this survey will just be focused on future planning.
Because we wanna know what people wanna see in recap, I think, right?
Right,
And I mean, we all know the issue that we need to get ourselves out there more. Like, we know that that's something that needs to happen. Whereas that's just gonna,
Right.
So we
Okay,
don't need it
that's
solidified, but we
certainly-
need to solidify what we want.
Okay, so if we just do future planning, and because that's what we, is our, what do we think about these questions? this certainly makes it, they will not be survey fatigue.
Right.
There's five
You
questions.
still use the intro question, some of the intro questions.
Yeah,
like
you a
there
Reading
still
resident
needs to know
or-
that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, the
demographic.
basic ones at the beginning, you could get it down to 10 to 15 questions.
And I would add a question on, do you want it would cost deter you from coming?
For which one?
Like in the
Just in
future,
general.
just in general, like does cost make you not wanna come? To certain things.
So can we grab that barrier question and put it here?
The program is just.
Rosemary has another question.
Oh,
I forgot, wait a minute, I remember. I think it's most important for people to know the programs we're offering now, and then they will be offered at our new location, which is, and tell them where it is, approximately when it's gonna open. What would you like to see there? What type of programs would you like to see there? People have to know what we have here, what we're gonna have there. We have to get the attendance up for when we move.
So that was why we had the explanation for all those other programs in the earlier part of the survey. Because the other thing is, if we're only sticking, so like question 26, what new programs or services would you like to see offered? If people don't know what's already offered, then that question is hard to answer.
I think the majority of the participants already know that are here.
Right, but
That's
we're
just the
sending it out to the broader community. So maybe we can list all the current
Activity. And
activities,
social services,
Yeah.
what we could
and
support you.
then what new programs or services. Because we're assuming people are participating, so that means that they find them of value, right? So what new programs are, so maybe we can list all those that we have to
I think you need to for people.
and then
who-
ask what new programs or services
Exactly.
would you like to see offered? See,
But
this
if-
is why it's a conversation.
Well, no, wait.
This is a trend.
So after you list what's offered, would you want one question that is simply, do you or have you ever participated in
Yeah.
anything? And then you would know how many have actually
Right, right.
done anything here and how many may be giving you brand new ideas.
Okay. All right, so we'll work on this. So Tom, you had a
I was
question?
just gonna ask you, if you leave off the programs, but you ask them what are new programs you wanna, if they recommend a program that you left off anyway, doesn't that support the program? In other words, if you leave off exercise and they list exercise, then does that support the survey then? Yeah. You're offering that so you know you're offering, so there's somebody that you would please.
Yeah, so that what that tells us then is somehow we've
You-
got to
you've
get the
left it
word to
off.
this.
You left off that, what the programs are, you've asked him for new programs, he comes in and says exercise, oh, yeah, well, we offer it, we know we offer exercise, so we're doing well.
But we have no way now of telling him that we offer it. Whereas if we list it, then someone who knows nothing may look at it and go, oh, I didn't know they offer that. And then they go find out about it.
Yeah,
Could attach a newsletter.
We could
There
do
you
that,
go.
we used to do that.
Or at the very.
Or at least the link
I
to
was
it.
gonna say a link
Right.
depending on again how this
Yeah.
goes. My comment I wanted to make, Karen, was if we list the programs, I'm thinking that there are some unique features that will be available at Recal. Do we want a very brief paragraph that says the new facility will include an indoor walking track, a fitness room, and anything else that we might think of that may interest people, because when because I'm thinking that a lot of people who get this may be completely unaware of what's gonna be happening at
Absolutely. Well,
Recal.
they're not, but they're
I know there are.
They have no
that
idea where it
also could
is
be
or what's
something that
happening.
we think about.
with the benefits.
All right, so I hear what people are saying. What I'd like to do is ask for somebody to help work on the net, just focusing in, because a lot of hearing, like, people want to just focusing on future planning. And because we were very worried about the length of this, and so if somebody would be willing to work with me on this survey that presents at the next time. Okay, anyone else? All right, so we can just, yeah, we'll do it all virtually.
That's fine.
Yeah, but we'll do a Google Doc so that we can insert comments.
That sounds good.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right, so we have 5 volunteers, Ron,
Oh, okay.
Marilyn, Kate, and Tom. And we'll do,
Oh, you make 6, we've got a quorum.
I can.
All
no,
right.
no, I'm fine, that's fine. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I
4, 5.
didn't realize you counted yourself. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. 5.
5, the magic number, yes.
Okay, I really I hope people have found this discussion helpful.
Yes.
Yes,
Because it helped us to identify some of our areas of deficiency as well.
yeah.
And I think we really need to be more proactive about getting the word out. One of the things, though, we used to do, and maybe it's a future agenda, but also I want to throw it out there. We used to attend, like, wasn't there a COA, like a lunch and learn, or a you know, the COA members would monthly meet with here at the, we had like a half hour.
Over like office hours. or
Yeah.
Yeah, or a little coffee.
Oh, there was the
COA.
thing that Nancy's inlet ran.
Okay,
running
but
for
I think
Rico.
maybe that would be helpful again, to do a
might-
COA.
What is
opt-out.
it you're saying? Do what?
That's okay, I came once and there were a couple people.
Okay, as long as you're just.
Yeah.
There was they stopped doing it because they didn't have a
Low attendance.
low attendance, so
But
it
it
wasn't
could
our
be
choice.
right after lunch,
Sure.
and yeah, okay.
The only point that. Did you want to say something first?
She was asking what we were talking about.
They're just trying to get out, there was at one time COA office hours.
Yeah.
And maybe it's time to re-implement those. Especially after lunch and learn, when there's a lot of people here, and there's really around.
Tell the people what's going on.
Yes, and it would be an opportunity for people to ask questions, and yeah.
And as far as something simple to get information out to the people, all you need is one page and say, do you know? And then small, this is what we offer at the senior center. Yes, the senior center located at, too soon to be located at, we hope to see you at both locations, blah, blah, blah. Yes,
We did it.
we
on-
don't need pages and pages.
I know, we did it on a postcard we sent out about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We could do the same postcard. It costs around $5,000 to send it to the town. We could do it.
Okay. All right, that's,
Probably much.
So how often would you like to do it?
That's true with postage,
We can
you're
check
right.
with Anna on availability of
But
every
now,
one.
can't that be inserted?
Like, cause sometimes she's scheduling programming after
We
community lunch,
asked for it
so
at
if you
the
tell us
time
when you would
and
like,
they
how often you
Had
wanna
like a
do it. we
waiting
can-
list of
let me
people who wanted
volunteer
to
and
do
I'll-
that.
Did we get on the
We
waiting
should,
list at that time?
of course not.
Okay, cause
I'll
we're doing.
volunteer for the first one, just because it's needed.
Yeah.
Do you want
There's
to?
mine.
I'm sorry, I do apologize. I will volunteer to do this,
To which?
the, after the lunch and learn.
Oh,
I will find out.
But obviously this letter's already out, so we couldn't promote you.
It could even be impromptu,
Okay.
spontaneous. Is there a lunch and learn, because I'm not working right now, school starts again in September. Is there a lunch and learn coming up?
Well, there's lunch every Tuesday.
Community.
The community lunch is every Tuesday.
So
There's-
would that be a good time to come?
Could be.
All right, okay,
It's only like
I'll talk
20
with you,
people.
because that's not on the agenda.
It's
That's all right,
25.
20.
2:30, sometimes 30.
All
But
right,
a summer slump.
challenge, I think doing what you're proposing is good, Karen, but I again will just remind you, the people here, they already know where this building is, they know where Pleasantries is, they already know a lot. The
Right.
ones we really need to inform are the
right,
ones that.
absolutely, it's a multi-pronged
So,
approach.
so this one, yeah,
Yes,
it's a piece of it.
absolutely.
I would advocate something like our postcard again. I know when it went out, it caused a flurry of phone calls and stuff. I don't know how much long-term impact it, but on the other side, it also had stuff promoting the watch for the survey, which was about to come out for recal. So it was,
Okay.
we could
Yeah.
do something like that to
So then we'll
promote
put
recal
that on a
as well.
future agenda item,
Yeah.
okay.
I just want to say, I'm happy to, as I can, attend as well. And I think to Rosemary's point, even if it is the people who are already here and who know what's
Mhm.
going on, we can also answer questions about the future.
Yes.
Because you keep
Yes.
saying people don't know what's going on relative to
I-
recount and everything,
I've always said
so.
it, any meeting I've been at, I've asked them to put on the screen, show us what's going on at the new building, tell us. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's 10 people or 50 people, they would be interested in saying, oh, the foundation's in, oh, look, the work is going on.
Okay, all right.
I have one quick follow-up to what Rosemary just said. Is there any way, if someone went down to the site and took periodic pictures and did a board and just placed it here?
Yeah, and it is available online, so maybe when I come next week, within the next 2 weeks, I can project that.
I would like to see how you react.
All right,
I lost control of things.
all right, the trust fund discussion,
A white flag.
trust fund discussion possible vote, I am going to hold off on that because I don't have all the information that I thought I would have. Okay. Okay, the OSHA lifelong learning with Jean.
I'd like to mention, it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. I don't know if people know when they refer to OSHA, lifelong learning. This was all started, I guess it was back in 1977. That a Bernard Osher, a financial person, who grew up in Maine, attended and worked as a young student. His parents were immigrant, and fortunately, Mr. Bernard Osher became quite prominent. Went from Maine, I believe New York, to a financial institution into California. Well, he funded the Osher, Bernard Osher Foundation. And with that, education was very important to him, and through him and his wife, who realized that in Sweden at the time, they were doing classes for the elderly. So he proposed through his foundation, he started a organization called the OSHA Lifelong Learning for the 60+ community. And some of it was the 50+ community. The first grant was created in 2001, and the first university was the University of Southern Maine to start this OSHA Institute. So what I am proposing tonight, and I'd like for the council to think about it, I have been speaking with Tufts University, who has an OSHA program, and they have been doing it now for about 20 years. And they look at it as a 50+ community. I have attended classes, I'm an OSHA participant, and I find it for myself very rewarding because I think there are seniors that, yes, physical activity is wonderful, but you have to take care of the whole body. And I think there are various topics that we're still willing to learn. At one time, and they do it now, they do attend classes at Tufts, but a lot of it now is on Zoom. And way back when they started, and they call it a lunch and learn. But it isn't that you provide, Tufts does not provide lunch to these lectures. People bring in their brown bag lunches. What Tufts does, if I were to go in, is they offer the classes Wednesday and Friday, 12:15 to 1:15. If I were to go in, I would either bring my brown bag lunch, or I would just sit, take my notes, have my lunch after or before I went. They do serve coffee. So my thought is, I question them, because at one time before the COVID, the town of Stoneham was going to be doing this. I don't know if they were going to do it on the same venue as I have a proposal from Tufts. What I am suggesting, I think the fee to do this is minimal. I would like to see the council sponsor this funding through the trust fund. Hopefully,
What
Bertha.
does it look like? What does it look like?
I'm going to pass it on.
Okay.
I have copies for everyone. And is what they have in OSHA, and I have attached a sample of the fall class with OSHA. And there are several, every week, they do them Wednesday and Friday. And I don't think as
So
a,
do we go to Tufts or we go?
no, here, they're gonna come in.
So,
It's gonna be right here if I propose this. What they suggest is it would be Zoom. So we would have to have someone here with the computer. And there's going to be a device that you can ask questions to the lecture person. The thing that I think it would be great would bring different types of topics in for the elderly. And we shouldn't say that word, 60 and above. It's a great opportunity. And I'm gonna pass these out if you don't mind, and if there's any extra. There is the proposal on that. There are 36 sessions. If this is approved, it's $1,000 for 36 sessions of Zoom. Hi, Ron.
Is there any way we can make this available to?
Yeah, it's Karen, yeah.
They're gonna have to go online, I guess, unless we,
You email it?
I can email it at the
Email
end.
it to me and I'll send it off. to
Okay, to
Joan
the,
and
okay.
Karen and Pat.
And I have been speaking with a,
Oh, do you have a computer?
oh, I don't have.
Oh.
Okay, I can send it to you. If you want me, the proposal is, this is from Tufts, part of the proposal. Oh, let me interject here. I have been speaking with one of the directors there and back and forth. And she had to present this to their board of directors.
Just take for 1 minute. I just want to get the people online involved. Pat, Karen and Joan, if you want. What?
Joan's line.
Okay, Pat and Karen, if you want to go to Tufts University, the lunch and learn talks, it's actually universitycollege.tufts.edu. It's a lunch and learn through OSHA. So that, because that does list the talks and the topics.
It doesn't list our proposal.
No, it doesn't list the proposal, but at least you get to see, so it's OSHA lunch and learn at Tufts.
Now, just as another side note on this, there are 50 states in the country that have OSHA classes. Even Johns Hopkins University is presenting OSHA classes. I think it's very different, some people might like it, some people might not. But if we think about this and hopefully we can vote on this next month, if you want to sponsor it. And then I will go in and I have already been given notice to them. They will gladly meet with me and we can work out a schedule. And even schedule on payment. It is $1,000 for 36 sessions. Again, brown bag it. We don't have to have lunches provided from 12:15 to 1:15.
We do have an issue here with space.
Well, space, I mean, we could limit it to 20 people.
No, but I mean, is this room available?
right.
Or, yeah. Is this
Because
room
we
available?
have capabilities.
Well, that's what, I mean, this is something I'm just presenting.
Right, it could
that
be
we need
here,
to
it could be in
work
the new
it through.
building, right,
That would be
absolutely.
in Recal.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, my other thought was also, I mean, if we didn't have space, could we approach and work together with the library? I don't know. But I'm just throwing this
No, I
out
think it's
because I
great.
think it's a great idea
Yeah.
to introduce new programs before we move to our new location. And this is why I've been promoting smaller conference spaces. There is so much need. And if you look at it, Mr. Cummings is presenting in October. And then they're giving the history of Mahjong. I mean.
So you sign up for all of them and then you.
Through
choose.
our contract, and this
Yeah.
is something, if the council approves it, I will definitely meet, and maybe Marilyn or whoever wants to come with me. We can negotiate and say, okay, can we alternate days? We don't have the space. And then perhaps for technology, do we want to say, well, let's get an intern from the high school to come and manipulate, and I mean, I shouldn't say manipulate, work the technology for us
Yeah.
as an internship in community service.
But it's limited because you can't record them and see them.
No.
later.
No.
It's only at 12:15.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's limited.
And that's,
Okay.
and you couldn't be a student during the school year, that
Yeah.
would only be in July and
I
August.
just want to make sure I understand. Total cost is $1,000.
That's what they're saying.
That's what she proposed. And the board of directors, if I'm gonna throw this up to you. She called, and Tufts has been phenomenal with this. She said, Jean, yes, I'm sending you out a contract. She said, and I did present it to the board. I said, wonderful. She said, they were very excited. And there were 3 residents in Reading that are board members.
Jean, this list doesn't have 36.
No, this is just the fall,
A
this is the
sample,
fall
okay, this is the
schedule.
fall
So
one.
if you could send this to me, I'll put this on the agenda for the next items, because we want this to be part of the package.
Okay.
Thank you, Jean.
You're welcome.
All right, so this will be part of the packet, and this will be added to the packet for next month.
And if I could just, if I could interject, I don't know why I did this, but I wanted to learn the meaning of the word OSHA.
Huh.
It means happiness, blessings, and joy. So that's a little tidbit.
Joanne has a question.
How far are we into the 36 now? When is it, is it starting now or starting later, or where are we in this?
September.
It starts in October.
On October?
Is it under 1 year if you do, is it 36 classes in 1 year,
Yeah,
36 classes in
if you
18
look in the
months?
contract, it'll state 36 talks, 14 talks are in the fall and 14 in the spring and 8 in the winter.
Oh, it's the whole year.
So
The
it could
whole
probably-
year.
It could start like late fall. give us
So
time.
that's the thing, once it's approved, or I could see if I could meet with Tufts and say, is there an adjustment? I don't know, to the cost. And then I was thinking, if we do that, and it does become a mini brown bag, maybe the council will do volunteers and provide coffee and for something. I think it's a great way to introduce a new program system and going forward for Recal.
Yeah.
But we can work together with Anna and this team and see what we come up with.
Thanks, Jean.
You're
Thanks, Jean. Excellent. All right. Yeah, it is. It's good. Approval of the minutes, we have 2, we missed. So that we actually have 2 minutes, 2 meeting minutes to approve, June 2026, and then also February.
Well,
We
the
have
other,
a bonus meeting in February 2026. So Kate submitted those, and we had to go to do that 9-1. So, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I second it.
I move to approve the minutes of
Then I said.
whichever one, June and
June,
February,
let's do
June 8th and
first.
February 26th minutes.
So we have a motion from Kate and a second from Rosemary. Is there any discussion, any changes? Marilyn?
small thing on the one for June, under trust fund requests, it should say 5,000 from Burbank trust funds. It's important to say which fund it is.
Yes.
Right, so to authorize the use of up to 5,000
From Burbank Trust Fund, together with a 5,000 project. Yeah.
Kate?
I have a question. I have a feeling that it's a cut and paste issue. Under the attendance, I'm not really sure that Jane and Katie were here at that meeting. I think they were a previous meeting. So maybe you want to
Yeah.
drop those. And I honestly don't remember if Karen was here that one or not, but I'm pretty sure Jane and Katie weren't.
Karen,
Just check.
Karen came late. Is she?
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember that, but
change.
because I want to say the same thing. When I created the February minutes, of course, I had nothing to
Right.
go by to 12 attendance, so the list there may be in error too. I don't know.
Was Jim a part of this meeting, or was she? I know she was at the.
I think she was here in June on
Who else?
on Zoom.
Yeah.
So is it just Jane that? was-
Jane and Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and yeah, so just, but I have to say, the sky is gorgeous.
Oh, is it?
We got-
It is
Oh.
beautiful. It's worth getting up out of your seats to take a look at it.
Sunrise.
It is, it's tomorrow morning time. We made the whole night here. We did it all night.
It is.
And so, okay, I just want to say, Ron, I think you've done an excellent job with these.
Very good job.
And the template is really, really excellent, so thank you for that. And so I will take a roll call vote, let me just pull up the names, because I find that easiest, okay, so John Parsons.
Yes.
Joan Coco,
She's.
Rosemary Benedetto,
Yes.
Kate Harrington,
Yes.
Karen Panett,
She likes it.
Ron.
No, she-
Yes. Yes.
You said yes?
Yes.
Ron Powell,
Yes.
Jean Prado,
Yes.
John Szynski,
Yes.
Marilyn Shapley.
Yes.
Karen Janowski, yes, passes unanimous. And then we have the February minutes. And I'd like to entertain a motion to approve those minutes, Ron.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the February meeting minutes as presented.
And is there a second?
Second.
Rosemary seconded it. Any discussion? Those are very thorough as well. All right, again, we'll vote. What's got at the bottom? Marilyn Shapley,
Yes.
John Szynski,
Yes.
Jean Prado.
Yes.
Ron Powell.
Yes.
Karen Panett.
Yes.
Kate Harrington.
Yes.
Rosemary De Benedetto.
Yes.
John Parsons.
Yes.
Karen Janowski. Yes. All right, and that passes unanimously as well. And, okay, and then future agenda items. Just to, the COA annual conference is October 21st and 22nd. It was sent out to you late tonight, but Marilyn had sent that. If, I know in the past, we have had members participate.
Yeah.
And I know it has been, that trust fund money was used for registration. So I know I can't attend. I have another, let's show, I have another conference I'm going to then. Is anyone interested? Because I know it sold out last year. We were too late.
Yeah, but where it is might.
Southborough.
Yeah, it's in Southborough. It's not as convenient this year.
Yeah,
They-
It's
they
actually
wrote-
so.
Southbridge, I don't know.
Southbridge, yeah.
I don't know.
It's elder services going, do you know? And do you know what it's gonna cost? I couldn't get to figure out what the cost was.
We were trying to look at it today, because we just saw it too.
I think that it used to be like $400 for the 3 days, just the conference, not room and board, not mileage. And Council on Aging historically has only paid for the registration, not room and board and not, and what we did in the past is like a couple might go one day and a couple another day, and
I don't know if you can do that anymore.
that you
I
might,
have to get clarification.
you might not, and I don't, I couldn't get access to
I
the
couldn't
current
either.
price, I guess, yeah.
So if anyone
may
is
have to vote on it
interested,
next month.
just let me know. and we
Yeah,
can look
we'll
at
figure
it.
it out.
Okay, oh, then, okay.
Yeah, and I'll send you an email if I find any
And then,
enlightening.
Thank you, Carrie. And what they've done, and we did in the past, is Carrie signed us up as well as Elder Services, and we just took our stuff out of Burbank.
and then the other thing that we'll put on the agenda is the October 13th Connected Reading and Open House at the Reading Public Library. We can't do two on the 13th. Okay. So, okay. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn, John.
Oh, can't we stay a little longer?
My God, he has his voice.
I thought he had laryngitis.
Motion to adjourn.
I second it. I don't know if it's up here, but I second it.
We all approve, right? But I still have to take roll call, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
John Carthen?
Yes.
Rosemary Benedetto?
Yes.
Kate Harrington?
Yes.
Karen Panett?
Yes.
Ron Powell?
Yes.
Jean?
Yes.
John? Szynski?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes,
Karen, yes. Thank you all.
thank you. Good meeting, everybody.
Thank you.
Do we have any extras of those?
Oh, do you want one back?
If you
Never mind, back.
No, right there.